honest to God, I did not know how he was making these stocks go up. I just knew he picked winners, so I kept on doubling up, and then I see on the news one day Cedar Grove High School middle schooler Jonathan Labed prosecuted by the SEC, and my mouth just dropped. I'm like, oh no. My mom thought we were going to lose our house because of my trading gains, but I never did anything wrong. I didn't know what he was doing. I was just buying on his recommendations, just like suckers buy recommendations today from promoters. But luckily, I was one of the first ones to get in, so I made some money.
Okay, so here's a good question. So how much buying power does someone need to create a rally in penny stocks? Like $1 million in shares?
No, geez. A good example of someone who gets paid really well is hototc.com.
Yeah, somebody type in the link. Sadi.
Hototc.com. 2 yen.
Good job.
2 yen, lives in Southern California. Maybe he'll create buying power of about $75,000 to $100,000, and he gets paid $15,000 cash to do that. And this guy makes 60 to 80 grand per month just having a list that has buying power of about 75 to 100 grand.
So who are the top stock promoters? We know StockWire, we know Hot OTC, we know WallStreetGrand.com is incompetent, we know DoublingStocks.com is incompetent. There's a lot of incompetent stock promoters that take money from these little companies, and these little companies are so desperate to pump up their stocks. And by the way, it's not, you spelled it wrong. It's not Dublin stocks, Sadi. We're not talking about Irish stocks. It's doubling. And, all these companies are so desperate for cash. The reason why we're talking about this is because, yes, manipulation is bad, boo-hoo, the stock market is evil, why can't we all just invest in good companies? No, this is penny stocks. I say this is the gutter of the stock market because it is the gutter. We're dealing with promotion, we're dealing with the worst companies in the world, but with that comes the possibility of predictive patterns. So, what have you seen in your years of stock promotion? What kind of patterns have you seen that you can actually, people who are not involved on the ugly side of the market, but just people who want to profit from it legally?
Well, your first question was what promoters are effective and what aren't.
Yeah.
I mean, that literally changes week by week. A promoter's success is really reliant upon their last 2 or 3 picks. So if a promoter, WallStreetGrand.com, for instance, they just promoted SRSP on, the 22nd or 23rd, and just look at the chart. Like yesterday or the day before, SRSP tanked by 90% in one day. WallStreetGrand.com actually sent out an apology letter to all their subscribers, and if they were effective before, they're going to be maybe 10% as effective now, because all their subscribers lost a lot of money from them. Same thing with StockWire.com. Adrian James is a great guy, and StockWire is a great business model, but their last pick, PASO, they promoted it at 90 cents, and now it's trading at a penny on the pink sheets. So, how much credibility does he really have for his next pick?
Okay, here's a good question. Is it morally wrong to promote a crappy company to suckers?
I was thinking about how I was going to answer this last night. My first inclination is no. I'm marketing a product, and if I'm disclosing everything, and if I keep everything on the surface and don't hide anything from anybody, then I find nothing wrong with that. However, if I get into hyperbole, saying this is the greatest stock in the world, and saying things that I really don't believe deep down, then sure, I find that very morally wrong.
So what would be an example of a hyperbole? If you want to,
hyperbole.
If you want to show off what is wrong, even though obviously most stock promotion is all about hyperbole and exaggeration and twisting stuff around.
Well, the king of hyperbole is Labed.biz, just known for it. What's my favorite saying of his? This is going to be bigger than the internet boom and the real estate boom combined. Gold is going through the roof. It's going to be bigger than the internet and real estate boom combined. Things like that, or saying I'm 99.999% certain, or even saying like I'm 1,000% certain. Things like that. Just ridiculous hyperbole.
Okay, so tell us about a stock that you're promoting right now.
Huh. WWAG. WAG.
Huh?
WWAG.
How much are you getting paid for?
Oh, for fair disclosure, I'm being compensated $1,500 per month by WWA Group to provide corporate communication services.
That sounds professional.
WWA, I mean,
You're so professional.
It doesn't trade right now, WWA. But I really do believe in the company.
Everybody look to find shares to short of WWAG.
If I can pump it up enough to go up.
Yeah, the stock is only at 15
it
cents. It's not
trade.
worth it. It's like, here we go. What are the methods of promotion? Posting
Hold
commercials,
up,
press releases?
time out. While I'm on live stock for my first time, give me another minute to pump
All right,
up WWAG.
all right. Let's see if you're
It's
good.
It's a profitable company, has only a $3 million market cap, and it's in an industry that some experts consider recession-proof. That's a great example of hyperbole. Let's see, WWAG is an auctioneer of heavy-duty construction equipment. They auction off equipment in Dubai, UAE, and it's a great business model in a recession. Because if you think about it, there are thousands of real estate developers around the world who have construction equipment right now that they're not using. They need to liquidate it somehow, so they go to WWAG under the business name Worldwide Auctioneers, and they liquidate their equipment. It's very similar to Ritchie Brothers, ticker symbol RBA. I mean, WWAG, they're trading at cash. They're profitable. The only downside is that the stock doesn't trade at all. So if you buy shares, you're going to have to be sitting on it for a while. And like all other penny stocks, it's extremely risky.
So you get paid according to how much stock goes up, or what is the criteria for getting paid?
Criteria is usually how effective you are. For instance, Hot OTC, they charge 15 grand. Lebed.biz charges 20 grand. Stockwire, their latest deal, they made $1.5 million. It's all a matter of how much volume you're able to bring into the stock. Usually, a very rough gauge is kind of like a 4-to-1 or 5-to-1 ratio. If you could bring in $100,000 of buying, then in the industry, that's roughly worth about $20,000. So just think of it as a 1-to-5 ratio.
Interesting. So what's no, I don't really want to ask that. Let's stop being so academic. No. I mean, it's not on that. I was just trying to think of an academic question. This isn't freaking Jon Stewart, Jim Cramer wannabe academic. Let's get to some interesting stuff. Like, tell us your craziest stock promotion story. Because I mean, I don't know. I have theories about stock promotion.
Sure.
Just talking with you for the past few hours and days. I've learned so much. About.
Well, I want to out Flame Seal Products, FLMP, on the pink sheets. The CEO, Mike Kaiser, they just blatantly defrauded me. What they did is
Stock's trading at 5 cents. Give us something we can short.
Well, Flame Seal, the CEO, he gave me a stock certificate for 150,000 shares back in 2005. I promoted the stock. I sold my shares within a month, netted about $20,000, and then 4 months later, I get a call from Scottrade saying that I have a short position in FLMP. See, what Flame Seal Products did is they canceled my stock certificate. They were able to do that illegally because they act as their own transfer agent. So literally, I had to go into the market and buy back all 150,000 shares, and the stock's illiquid, so I ended up losing money on work that I did. And I mean, that's just one example of how shady these penny stock CEOs are. And like Tim says, most of them aren't interested in selling a product. Most of them are interested in selling a stock. And some of them,
How much did you lose? People are asking.
About 10 grand.
Okay.
About 10 grand.
But you did work, so you feel that you should get paid for your work.
Well, I did work, so not only did I not get paid, I lost money for doing work.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that stinks. Someone just said, "Wait, penny stocks are a scam." Will you tell these people, like, people literally think that I'm some conspiracy theorist saying like these companies aren't real. They're